All right, I'd like to open up our city council meeting for June 16th, 2025. I ask that we please stand for the pledge of allegiance and remain standing for the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us prepare ourselves. Most gracious and heavenly Father, Lord, we come to you this day to say thank you, oh Father God. We thank you for everything that you do in our lives, oh Father God. We thank you for yesterday's Father's Day, Father God. We just ask that you bless all those that are fathers throughout the country here in the city of North Chicago and throughout the Lake County area, oh Father God. We ask that as we start this city council meeting, that we continue to do things decent and in order for the uplift of the city of North Chicago. This we pray in your darling son, Jesus' name and for his sake. Amen.
Amen.
We have a roll call.
Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Ray.
Here.
Alderman Murphy.
Present.
Alderman Brooks.
Present.
All right, omnibus vote agenda.
Mayor Raquel,
Alderman Evans.
I would like to approve 5-1, approval of minutes for regular council meeting June 2nd, 2025, as presented.
Okay.
So under the rules that the council has adopted, to remove something from the omnibus agenda requires a motion and a vote.
Did I remove something?
I think you only mentioned
want-
one of the three things.
You wanted to prove that. Could,
So what are you saying?
So the omnibus vote agenda contains three things right now.
Okay,
If you want to not vote on them as part of the omnibus agenda, then you would ask for a motion to remove them from the omnibus vote agenda. So
so do that first.
do that first.
Okay. I would like to remove 5-3 from the omnibus vote agenda.
Second.
it's been moved and second that the 5-3 be removed from the omnibus vote agenda. Are we saying that we're gonna put it in under regular agenda or just remove it?
Remove it.
I'd like to see it, I'd actually like to see it move to the regular agenda for discussion.
Can we have it moved for discussion?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Very good. So there is a motion and a second to move 5-3 to the regular agenda and approve the regular council meeting and the minutes. The minutes for, excuse me.
The first vote is just to remove that item. From
Oh, okay, that's just a vote. Okay. At this time, we'd like to have a vote to remove 5-3. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Ray.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Brooks.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now there is is there a motion to accept the omnibus vote agenda?
So move. 52 items.
Right.
Moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Evans, that the omnibus vote agenda be passed as presented. Are there questions?
If there's one thing I do,
Alderman Jackson.
thank you. Did we get that? Did you get my email? Okay, because under the regular June 2nd meeting, it didn't indicate Alderman Coleman in the roll call
Oh,
is
it sure
either
does.
absent or present, but yet he had made motions and
Yes, he's
seconded.
present.
Okay, let's make sure we get
I'll
that
make sure I
corrected.
put that in there.
Okay, there's a
Thank you.
motion and a second with the corrections on the June 2nd regular minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Ray.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Brooks.
Aye.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Public comments.
Thank you. Commissioner Carmesia Hawthorne.
Good evening, Leanne, Mayor Lee Khan Rockingham, and my aldermans. Bringing much greetings. Tired, I'm sure y'all know that. First off, I want to say happy belated Father Day to all our fathers that's in here, our aldermans, as well as our constituents in the audience. And secondly, I just want to bring an update. My name is Commissioner Carmesia Hawthorne. I am Chair of Parks. I want to first say that I want to thank everybody who participated in our activities today. It has been a long, exciting, hot day, but we seem to get all 3 ribbon cuttings done. It was such a joy, not only for me, but for the aldermen, for the staff, the senator, state representatives that were there, chairs that was there, and anything I could say, if we continue to rock that way, we will definitely get a lot done. So on from those, I want to say, if you guys did not make it to Flata Fest, it was definitely awesome. I did not get to slide down that slide because there was so much going on, but guess what? It's going to be another time, not yet, but soon. So I'm going to move on to what's coming up now. First off, let me say for the library, our library, because I am a trustee for the library board as well, our library is presenting the Family Fun Day, which is July 12th. So please mark your calendars. Again, it's Family Fun Day, July 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Please plan on attending. We will have music, prizes, games, foods, and more. And also, level up. We got the North Chicago Public Library Summer Reading Program 2025, which is a wonderful thing for our students. They used to have a program like this when I was a kid. You would read so many books and then you'll get to go to Great America. So they have implemented this up under Senator Johnson. And so please spread the word. Let's get those books in. Contact the library for more information on that. Now moving on to Fall Sparks agenda. We have the music in the park, guys. So please mark y'all calendars because I'm going to be pulling on y'all for that too. We got the first one coming up June 26th in Vision Park. The next one is going to be July 10th, July 24th, and August 14th. We're going to have some surprise performances for you guys. We can't give y'all everything because y'all just pass out, you know? And also just keep in mind, we got movies in the park coming up. So please, guys, stay tuned. We got some great stuff going on. And last but not least, we got the lemonade stand, guys. It's our own lemonade contest. We need good lemons. Lemons is good for us. So we want to be a part of this. Contact the district for more information. And guys, let me just say this. We got some new things going on at Falls Park, the beach. Our beautiful constituents, they love our beach and I do too, but 8 o'clock, guys, our beaches have to close down. So please be mindful that the beach closes at 8 o'clock. So when our nice rangers are asking you to leave, please leave. And we also let you know you can always come back in the morning. It opens at 1, so come on out. And that completes our nice announcements from your friendly Commissioner, Carmesia Hawthorne. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? All right, moving on to our regular agenda. 5-3, approval of an ordinance establishing the compensation of represented officers, and employees in the city of North Chicago for a period of employment from May 1st, 2025 to April 30th, 2026.
Mr.
Is there a motion and a second?
So moved.
Been moved, is there a second?
Second.
Been moved by Alderman Murphy, second by Alderman Jackson, that 5-3 be passed as presented. Are there any questions?
Mr. Mayor, we're asking that the council approve the CSO with the amendment to this to remove the reclassification of the Human Resource Director from A25 to A26.
Remove that one and the other 2 would stand.
So right now, we're asking for the removal of the HR director from 825 to 826 be removed and everything be passed as presented.
Mr. Mayor,
Asking for everything to be removed.
You, everything to be,
I got it. Mr. Mayor,
well, wait a minute. You, go ahead, Alderman Coleman.
I think they're making a motion to, table this for right now.
That's not what I heard.
Mm-mm.
Well, they can make that motion, but they haven't made it yet.
Hold on one second. They're asking for it to be removed from the agenda completely.
Okay,
Okay, I do have a question.
okay. Question?
Yeah, this is a procedural question. Can they make a motion? Somebody has to make a motion and second that motion, is that correct?
Right now, well, there's a motion and a second right now to pass it actually as is,
Okay,
okay? Now, if we change it, there has to be a motion to accept that one change that is on there, correct?
So,
So
so here's the question. How did?
Wait, so if you're asking to remove it completely,
That's what was asked at the beginning. So, but Alderman Murphy wanted to bring it down to the regular agenda.
okay?
So we said, okay, that was fine to bring it to the regular agenda. So now she wanted to bring it down to the regular agenda for discussion. So it's still, so we brought it down for discussion. We didn't bring it down for anything else.
Well, it's on the agenda, so it's eligible to be acted upon.
But
And
you're
you're
saying we
asking
got
to
a
have it
motion.
removed from the agenda.
Right, so,
So are you asking to never discuss it?
Well,
Or you-
probably put it
or
back
you
into,
asking to
the-
move
you're asking to get it back into committee.
right. I'm
Okay.
asking for it to be removed to go back to committee.
So then the motion would be to make a motion to refer it back to which committee was it from?
human resources.
Human Resources
Mhm.
Committee.
Right. And then-
Okay,
At,
so,
at a certain meeting.
but right now there is a motion to accept it as is. Can they make a motion now to,
A specific alderperson can make a motion to refer it to committee.
okay, so you're making that motion?
Right, to refer it back to committee.
Refer, just so we keep it
Mhm.
understandable.
Right, you're
Can,
right.
can I,
Okay.
can I ask a question then? I need a legal direction. Does this
Okay.
prevent everybody who's on the CSO from being paid? And does this turn around and eliminate the ability to hire the positions that are down here?
The last ordinance continues in effect.
Okay. All right,
So we have a motion.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
there's a motion by Alderman, Evans, second by Alderman Allen to, refer this back to committee, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
At the next meeting?
at the next council meeting. Okay. Are there any questions?
Question.
Alderman Jackson?
So their motion succeeds the one that we have?
Yeah.
Is that correct? It supersedes what we voted, what we asked for? I just want to make sure I'm. clear.
Okay, that's what I was trying to make sure.
I
also.
knew where you're going, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
okay.
which one supersedes
Right,
which?
okay. All right, any questions? Hearing none, roll call
On the motion to refer.
to refer it back to committee.
Alderman Evans,
Aye.
Alderman Allen. Alderman, Ray, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy,
No,
Alderman Brooks, okay. Alderman Jackson,
Aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Motion carried. All right, where are we at? A public hearing, on appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2026.
Mayor Rockham,
Alderman Evans.
I would like to approve the public hearing.
No, I don't know.
We have to convene
We
the
have to
public hearing.
So is there a motion to convene the council meeting so we can go for the public hearing? That's the way it would have to be?
A motion
Yeah,
to
we need
convene-
to have a motion
I just saw it.
To convene the public hearing.
yeah, convene the public.
So move to, convene the public hearing on appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2026.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Jackson, second by Alderman Murphy, that the council be suspended for the public hearing appropriation. Is there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Ray.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Brooks.
Aye.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Motion carried. Tawanda.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so we're here to discuss a public hearing for fiscal year 2026, which covers May 1, 2025, ending April 30th, 2026. The appropriation amount is $67,602. Oh, I'm sorry. $67,602,806 for us to be able to approve our appropriation for this year. As you know, the appropriation amount is based off of the amount that we passed for the budget with a 5% increase on it. So that amount I gave you was including the 5%.
Are there any questions? Alderman Murphy.
Just to clarify.
Yes.
The additional 5%
Mm-hmm.
doesn't change.
It does not.
It's there.
Correct. It would be considered our legal spending limit for us not to go over. However, in the past, we've always gone with what we passed in the budget.
Right, so
Yes.
it's there so that there's a buffer so that.
Correct.
when we Out of compliance. with the
Compliance,
budget,
that
we
is
can
correct.
ask. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, great, thank you. That's all I wanted to clarify.
Okay. Is there any other council members?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Jackson.
is there any way that the public can
I'm,
weigh in on that?
Mhm.
I'm going to the council first.
Okay, I just want to
Yeah,
check.
yeah,
All right.
council first. Anyone else under the council? All right, being that this is a public hearing, is there anyone from the audience that would like to speak in regards to the appropriation ordinance? All right, hearing none and no one is coming forth. Entertain a motion to close the public hearing and go back into city council.
So moved.
Been moved by Alderman Jackson, second by Alderman Allen, that we close the public hearing and go back into city council. Is there any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Ray.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Brooks.
Aye.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Motion carried. Moving on to 7-2, consideration and approval of fiscal year 2026 appropriation ordinance in amount of $67,602,806.
Mayor Rakim,
Alderman Evans.
I would like to approve a fiscal year 2026 appropriation ordinance in the amount of $67,602,806 as presented.
Second.
Been moved by Alderman Evans, second by Alderman Allen, that 7-2 be passed as presented. Are there questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Brooks.
Aye.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Ray.
Aye.
Motion carried. 7-3, consideration and approval of a $500 donation to the Juneteenth event from the legislative members.
Mayor Rakim,
Alderman Evans.
I would like to approve the $500 donation to Juneteenth event from the legislative members as presented.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Evans, second by Alderman Brooks, that 7-3 be passed as presented. Are there questions?
I have a question. Does this mean $500 from each aldermanic account or $500
No.
total?
No,
Divide.
total. Total.
Okay, just,
Yeah,
yeah.
I want to clarify that.
Yeah. So.
What's he
Yeah.
talking about?
That's like, that'd be a good.
It's capable of interpreting it
Yes.
both ways, so it's
Yeah.
clear it's total amount of $500.
Total.
Right.
We'll put
Take
total.
all the DJs.
Yeah. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Brooks.
Aye.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Ray.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Motion carried. Seven 4, consideration and approval of city bills.
Mayor Rockingham,
Alderman Allen.
make a motion that we approve the city bill with a special $250 for $1,377,452.92 when funds come available.
Second.
Been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Evans, that the city bills be paid as presented. Are there questions on the bills? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Rain.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Brooks.
Aye.
Motion carried. Miscellaneous business. Anything under miscellaneous business?
Mayor,
Alderman Allen?
just got one thing, I give, the chief of staff a card. I met a lady at the, at a funeral the other day, she said she's bringing her funeral, business to North Chicago.
Okay.
Reed's new Golden Gate Funeral Home. She said in the next 30 to 60 days, she gonna put an office in Mount Sinai. She's working out the deal right now. So she wants you to give her a call,
Okay,
and she wants to be in the parade and everything too, I said. So
okay.
I got everything. I just want you to know, that she wants to bring a funeral home business in North Chicago.
I would say something, but we're gonna keep it just snatching.
Well,
I'm glad to see there's another business coming
Okay,
into North
Crystal
Chicago,
makes-
but I'm not
that's-
rushing to get there.
No, I ain't rushing there either. I just want to let people know that she's going to bring it to the, you'll be hearing about
And,
it.
and you got the information?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll reach out to her also. All right.
The mayor's like, "Hey, go."
Anything else on the miscellaneous business?
Mayor Rockingham.
Alderman Evans?
Go ahead. Chief.
No.
I wanted to, just state a few things about the city itself. I wanted to state that, that we are trying to rebrand this city and we're moving forward in the right direction. And I think, and I really believe that we have a council that's gonna work together. But I also want to state the fact that, we do have to look over everything and pay attention to everything that's within our city, because we want our city to grow. One of the things that I would like to see that could happen to the city is to hire more people within our city. To really look into what we have in the city. I understand the CSOs and things like that, and the, trying to increase the pay and stuff like that, but we have to make sure that when a person needs if they gets to the higher standard, we also have to make sure that it's the best for our city. So for each one of us as aldermen, and including you yourself, Mayor, is for us to make sure that we make the right decisions to move forward, to make sure that North Chicago don't go back to what it was, so that we can move ahead, so that we can show people where we're coming from, and that we're working together, and we're making these decisions together. That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Chief of Staff?
Mayor, I just wanted to share for the council members who may have not saw the email yet, as well as the public. We received a release or approval from IEPA
Yeah.
for the remediation on Sheridan Crossing.
Yes.
Long time coming. The soil remediation RFPs are being opened here at City Hall tomorrow. We are also near the closing of the property for the land conversion through IDNR, which will precipitate National Park Service closing what they have to close so we can move forward with that water tower project once we secure some additional funding. And we are being featured in an 8 to 10 page spread for a national magazine. Business Views coming up September. Interviews are going to be taking place in July with the mayor. We're going to send them some pictures, but they received word on some of the things through the rumblings of that were happening in North Chicago. And they were excited enough. They just finished one story on Columbus, another one on Cincinnati. And to be honest with you, when I took the call from the editor, I said, are you sure you're talking to North Chicago? Chicago. And he said, no, North Chicago. And then we started talking about Great Lakes and other things. So that's exciting news. They also use that magazine to recruit businesses to come into those communities. So. So I have-
Alderman?
I got one question. I don't see anything on the committee about having Humphrey come up and talk about,
It'll be there.
it'll be there?
We'll talk
Okay,
about it.
all right, just want to make sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Coleman.
I'd like to, take a moment to put on record, the good job that the Park District did today. They opened a ribbon cutting ceremony for 3 parks. That's rarely done, in our county, let alone our area. So these pieces of equipment are, some of them range up to $500,000. So, I'm pretty sure all of the aldermen in their wards have seen new parks go up. In the spirit of cooperation, I'm excited to say that not only are the aldermen getting along, but we're getting along with the park district as well. Of course, we all have bumps, in our relationships, but I think that as a city, we are winning. And I just want to take a moment. That's why I got my Forest Park shirt on, to say that's a great job. I was excited to be part of that today. At Community Days is coming up. We were talking about donations and things of that nature. I would like to make sure that the Falls Park District, they have enough Community Day t-shirts. I might have to go into my budget, but I want to make sure that all of the Park District staff, they represent our city and they're doing such a great job. I want to make sure that that would be a show of unity, right? So we do appreciate you and we look forward to hosting our events on Community Days. And if there was any way you could get with Greg and maybe those flyers that you give out that you can pass it out to the aldermen, have it in our mailboxes so that we can follow along with you with your calendar as you're presenting. So if that's okay with Mr. Mayor, if that's fine.
That'll be
Okay,
fine.
that's your staff. All right, that's it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Alderman Brooks?
I just want to piggyback off of Alderman Coleman about what you said about the park. Prior to this, Commissioner Hawthorne knows that I've brought my kids from my life skills class over at Neal over to Vision Park, as well as the one on Glen Drive. What's that one name? Yeah. We brought them over there multiple times, just taking a walk and going down to those parks, and they absolutely have enjoyed themselves. I have about 6, 7 kids, depending on which day it is. And we take a walk across the street or down Argonne to go and have them play at the parks, and they don't want to come back. They really enjoy it. So great job on you guys on creating something really great for the community to have. So just want to piggyback off of that.
Okay. All right, anything else? All right, before we adjourn, we do have an executive session that we do have to go into. No, we don't. It's not on the agenda.
Okay.
But we do have executive
Okay.
session. And it's regarding property or land. So
Okay.
I do like to ask that we go into executive, yeah, it's not on the agenda, but we are able to have executive session. And it's 5 ILCS 120-C 2C5. Could I get a motion?
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
Alderman Coleman?
just for the record, okay? Can we get the attorney to say for the record that what we're doing is legal?
It is appropriate and legal.
Thank you.
There is a motion on the floor.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Coleman, that we go into executive session. Are there any questions? Roll call?
Alderman Coleman,
Aye.
Alderman Evans,
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Ray.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Brooks.
Aye.
Alderman Jackson.
Motion carries. You better get you some water. Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we go back into our city council meeting.
So move. Second.
Been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Coleman, that we go back into our city council meetings. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So. Second.
Been moved by Alderman, was it Allen?
Yeah.
Second by Alderman Coleman, that city council meeting stand adjourned. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Ready? All right, I'd like to open up, committee of the whole. Could I have a roll call?
Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman.
Present.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Ray.
Here.
Alderman Murphy.
Present.
Alderman Brooks.
Present.
All right, I think in your package, you had all your, department heads' information. Was there anything in there that anyone had any questions on? And, but also, I'd like to be able to, talk about community days. If there's nothing under, department heads, Mr. Darby, can we come up and speak on community days?
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Wanted to give an update on Community Days. This year, Community Days is August 1st would be movie night in the park. Second and third would be the two regular days of Community Days. We are still in the fundraising portion. So far, we have raised 50,500 in donations. That does not include vendors. That does not include any fees or T-shirt sales. We continue to raise funds. As many of you know, last year, we lost our biggest Community Days donor, which was Allendale. We were able to replace it with Northwestern Medicine. And this year, they scaled back also on their donations. However, we are working with our community partners to create savings in Community Days and in larger portions, including like the stage. Our partners that do Fiestas Patrias, they have a stage for us. And so we've been able to save a significant amount there. Approximately $13,000. We'll have a better stage, one that also includes monitors, which come along with the stage, which will be a good incentive for our sponsors, so we can, have their logos up on the stage. We've also worked with LRS, which I have in the past, to donate dumpsters and the porta potties. So in order to mitigate where we've had a shortfall, we've been able to, work with community partners. We've also worked with our friends at Nighthawk Printing, and they have donated a bigger inflatable than we've had. So the kids will have a better inflatable and that will be given, free of charge as well. You know, it's just a matter of kind of working smarter and, dealing with the people that we have in the community that are our community partners, to be able to come in, under budget, which is the goal, and we intend to do that.
Any questions?
I thought you would have us all a paper to see what came in so far. Are we going by what you say? Is that $50,000, is that's in? The bank. That's in the bank?
Yes, sir.
I don't want no promises saying, well, we gonna send you some money. So you saying you got that in the bank right now?
Yes.
Okay, so it'd be nice if we have a hard copy, we can look and see who's still out there or wherever going, because that's important. We need to know, because I don't want to get hung up in some situation, then saying we're a little short.
I hear you, sir. And I was asked to come here and speak, and I wasn't given much information, you know, other than that, you know, so I apologize for not having something, for you to see.
Yeah.
But I will get that for you as well. I have it, I actually have it right here. And so I can run off a copy of it for you.
The $50,000, am I correct?
That's in the bank, the one.
No, it's not.
So,
It's not. One, what do we have, 13?
It's a promise. It's a
oh,
promise.
I promised you $1 million. So- See,
No.
I want to make,
don't tell me something.
can I-
Go ahead.
Hmm. Hmm.
we've got $50,500 in commitment.
Okay.
Commit-
Oh, okay.
Commitment's not money in the bank.
But that in the
And
bank.
that's one of the concerns that we've been expressing as far as fundraising and reaching out to different
Right.
vendors. So we got 50,500, that's not counting the T-shirts, that's not counting the vendor items, right? I think we have about 13,500.
That's a long ways with
So 18,000 combined with the vendors. So that's, Ambre and I've been discussing it on a regular basis about numbers. And we've been talking about the same thing to the mayor. The 55 isn't, and I just want to make sure the council's not misled. It's the 50,500 is not in the bank, but it's been committed to. You know, I've talked to, somebody who's done the past fundraising and they informed me that, for example, Rosalind Franklin's good for $10,000.
Right.
Which is in this number.
Right.
But that check usually doesn't land until July, right before the event.
Okay.
So that would be reflected in what's committed, but obviously not what's in the bank.
So in July, then, you saying that money should, most of the money should be in the bank? Because I know.
Alderman, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think we should be further along. I've asked, department heads to reach out to our vendors, just individually, the ones they work with,
Exactly.
to see if they'd be, amenable to offer their support where they hadn't in the past.
Yeah.
We know that Abbott was a big donor years ago.
Yeah.
Recently, from what I've come to learn, that Abbott requires that you submit a grant application about a year in advance, 8 months in advance. And then once you do that, it's always been the sense that, North Chicago would get the money. It's just, they have to go through the formality of the paperwork. Ambre wasn't aware of that paperwork, so that hasn't happened this year. But he has made a contact with Abbott now. He thinks that he may be able to still secure that money. But again, those are not dollars in the bank, Alderman. Those are commitments.
That was a commitment. And I just know how, I'm
And
just
it-
speaking from.
and I think we all hope the money comes in.
Right.
I think we do. I think we're reaching out to different resources who want to participate and want to be part of the community. But, you know, the mayor's made a commitment not to have this hit with, unless it was in donations, to make sure we get donations to do everything we want to do. And right now, I think we should be in a much better position.
I just want to come up and say, we short $20,000-$30,000. Now, I just don't-
Budget's 110.
What's that?
The budget's 110.
Right, but we ain't 50, we ain't nowhere, I'm just saying.
Yes, sir.
So we need to make sure that we got, when we plan this here, that we put the right, don't spend something that you don't, I don't spend,
I
that's
got
what's
you.
wrong with the country now. We spend what we don't have, and that's what, I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
So I gotta look at it from the city side. I gotta make sure that we have the money in place. I don't wanna come back and say, well, we made a mistake. We gonna be 30,000, 40,000 short.
Absolutely
And these
understood.
guys gonna hit the ceiling, and I'm gonna hit the ceiling too.
Absolutely understood. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I have
Uh,
a question. Sorry.
Alderman Brooks.
Two questions, I'm sorry. The 55 that's committed,
50,500.
50,500, is that including the 18 that's in the bank, or is that on top of?
I would have to see what I would have to see what that delta is. Last time I checked, the money was on Friday, it was 13.5.
Hmm.
The comptroller appears to say it was from vendors.
Okay, but is that 50 that we're expecting? Is that?
No, that's not part of that.
Okay, it's not part of that 13, so
The 13.5 of that at least is part of that 55.
that's what, okay,
Yes,
gotcha.
yes.
And my other question is, for community days, when do we start reaching out to vendors for donations? Like, how far ahead of time before August do we start doing that?
I like to start reaching out around February. This year, it was probably more like late March
Mhm.
when I got the large mailing out.
I only ask because my suggestion, just a suggestion, is when community days is over,
That's when you
Mhm.
start.
right?
That's when you start.
We should start reaching out to new vendors immediately, right then and there, right? So the community days is over,
Right.
we let that month kind of play out.
Mhm.
And then September, boom, jump in, because at that time, not only can we possibly get more money from vendors, get more vendors, but reach out for maybe even a certain quality of entertainment because their books are out like a year or so. And I'm only thinking big when I say bigger, better the quality of entertainment. I'm just thinking big. We're just North Chicago. Why not think big and think of what we have never had? So I think a year ahead of time. Well, I guess that's like just under 9, just around 11 months. We should start jumping on it. I think February is a little late because some people, their books, they're ready. They're already closed their donations and stuff. So just a suggestion. You can agree with me or not,
I
but
totally agree.
yeah.
I totally
Let,
agree.
anyone else? Okay. And I know that I've spoke to Greg and Ombre regarding this.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Coleman, go right ahead.
I pray you do a good job and you just keep up the good work, okay? All right.
Appreciate that,
I just
sir.
want to tell you that.
And if I can say something to the alderman over here, I know that you know, the money is not in the bank, so we don't have it until it's in the bank. But I mean, I've stood here while, you know, we've had checks that come in as late as October. And the fact of the matter is, this is money that I know will come in. This isn't pie in the sky. You know, these are people who we deal with, and they call and they say, you know what, we're committed for this amount. And I have no reason to think that they're gonna stiff us on this. They never have. These are our partners that we've had in the community, partners that we've dealt with in community days. And this takes some time, you know, for partners like Rosalind Franklin. They don't just open up a checkbook and write a check. You know, they have to submit it. It has to go through channels just like we do here. So this money is money that I am confident will come in. We have a contract, we have you know, something saying that they are committed to this. So
I'm just letting you know.
I hear you, sir.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And if it's not there, then, and we spend it, then I'm looking at you.
I understand.
Cause you telling me you committed they're gonna do it, almost saying they guaranteed on it. I don't guarantee when somebody say they gonna, that's just me.
I hear what you're saying.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Anyone else? Let me say this. I am concerned.
Me too.
And I know Ombre may have been working on this. Alderman Brooks, I think you're right. It should start right after Community Days from last year is over with. I have never went into Community Days with this type of revenue that has come in at this point. Right now, I have held off on signing contracts with our entertainment because I am concerned about revenue coming in. You know, when I brought Community Days in, and I will say it started, you know, because I felt that the city of North Chicago deserved something here in our community as other communities throughout Lake County. And when we moved on Community Days, I felt that it should be at a quality that North Chicago should have. From the stage, to the sound system, to the tents, to the entertainment, to the parade. This is what I think North Chicago deserves. I am at this point, and I'll just say it out, I don't know if this is going to move forward or not. If money does not start to come in and we're less than 2 months out, there may have to be a change, and that change may be that we will not host Community Days. Now, you may smile at me if you like, but if we don't have the money, I cannot come to this council and say, oh, by the way, I need another 50,000 to finish up Community Days, because you would come at me going, what are you doing, Mayor?
Correct.
Because that's not the proper way to do things. So, if I don't see something come in within the next week or two, I will be going out I will bring in the park district, the school district, and the city to let them know that, you know, this is something that we're gonna have to hold off on. Maybe holding off on it and then try to bring it back again next year. I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult to raise funds. As I've told staff, you're competing against Juneteenth.
Right.
You're competing against Caribbean Fest. You compete against, I don't know, different events that are going on throughout Lake County that the same people are looking from the same different companies to get revenue and funds for their events. So when you're doing it, you've got to be out there in front. You're right. By January, most companies have already committed to what they're going to have their, you know, funds go out on. And if we're going in February, then we're behind the 8 ball already. So just letting you know where I stand. I think I've been bringing this to staff already. That's why staff is trying to go out to our different vendors throughout our different department heads to see if there's going to be revenue coming in. So I just want to make council aware that we'll see which direction we're going to go and where this is going to take us. If you have any questions to me, I'd be more than happy to try to address them.
Mayor,
Alderman Jackson.
if we even consider cutting it down one day, would that be a substantial savings? So let's say.
It's not really a
Is it-
savings. That's why when we started Community Days, we did one day. And we're finding out that the cost of the tents, the cost of the stage, to bring that out, the cost of the sound system, it's a better value to do it 2 days, at least 2 days, than to try to do it one day. And you've got all that revenue for one quick day and it's over with. You're paying almost the same price as you would for 2 days.
Okay.
You know, most vendors they don't mind setting up on Friday. They're gonna come back and get it on, on a Saturday, Monday or whatever, so. You just,
But in his statement, didn't you say that you had vendors that was donating the stage?
Not donating the stage, but charging us. They're asking 2,000 for the stage where we normally spend 15,000
Right.
for
Okay.
the stage. I mean, it's a significant savings,
And
you know,
something
I mean,
else You mentioned some savings involved, correct?
yes, sir.
Which is what?
Well, like I said, the bouncy houses, which usually run us about $1,800. You know, we're getting that donated now. I mean, there's more than one way to save money, and that's to spend less money. So,
Right.
you know, as much time as I've been spending, but trying to raise funds, I've been trying to, while keeping a quality, of the show, of the event, you know, spending less money.
Yeah.
And that stage.
also, just to let you know that as trying to save money, we're looking at trying to do local entertainment
Right.
Okay.
instead of
right.
outside
Right.
entertainment.
That
I
would be
mean,
great.
So that's, we could do it,
Mm,
but we only, we can't do it on 50,000 even.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. If even with that, that's really not enough funds, and I'm a big fireworks person, but if we took fireworks out, I'm a little upset. So I'll be honest with you, I
Right,
mean,
I'm
that's,
upset.
I think the citizens of North Chicago, those are things that, again, we want to bring it to the quality of what we've had it at. If we got to cut back on some, yeah, but let's keep it at a quality. I don't want to do
Right,
things halfway.
Right.
Right.
Because that is not what we as a community should be looking at. I feel I would be shorting the residents of our community if I did it that way. I would rather call it off than to do it halfway. So. I'm sorry, some things that I think the citizens of North Chicago deserves,
Right.
and.
They do?
If, Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Ray.
I don't think it's a bad thing if you have to call it off. And I really think that the citizens would appreciate it. If they know the city don't have a lot of money and you say, constituents, we can't do this year. I think they would deeply appreciate the fact that you can't do it, rather you try to do it and you have to it. Because they're not gonna like that at all. I know I would.
So I'm not at that point yet, but so that council is aware, so that I know this is being taped over, people are, those that may be listening. But, again, it's not at that point yet, but, again, I've been holding it off to this point and, even just the vendors that come in, we were talking about trying to do more of a, vendors that are selling their, products and, farmers market, things like that even into it. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens, but just, again, making council aware.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Coleman.
I'm sure you appreciate my statement. I know originally when this started, this is something you did out of your campaign contribution fund. Is this something that maybe you would want to maybe split with the city and do half out of your campaign contribution and half from the city?
Oh, sure. I'd take 500,000 and put into it, but not this time.
Is it 500,000? I thought we were talking about 50,000, 20 and 20 apiece. But no, on a more of a serious note, we most definitely want to have community day if we can, because we will get the other end of that backlash, and we
I know.
we can't afford it, right? And we'll be, I don't want to say laughed at, but it's something, and it's not just that, it's an opportunity for our community to actually get together as well. So I believe, I'm not gonna believe the report of the devil and believe that we not gonna have it. I just believe that we gonna have it.
Let me
and
ask,
we gonna-
Ombre, what is the cost for tents?
We gonna work it out.
What is our budget for tents?
14,000 and change.
That's just to set tents up.
Okay, well, we can call the tent people that's in the shared road, right?
I mean, people gotta
And we call a
realize,
favor in, right? We are the city. We have world-class
we've
tent
been
company
working on
in our
that. I mean,
community.
every time we hold community days, that's exactly what we do. I mean, I've
We need them again.
negotiated with people like Big Top. I mean, we've got to get tables, we get chairs in, these are all rental things that we have to do. I mean, we've done community days for the last 18 years. I mean, I know what it costs to do a community day.
And I want to say this, Mr. Mayor, we support you. I hear the passion that's in your voice. As an alderman, I most definitely support you, and it's something that I would love to see happen in the community. But if you don't think we can get it done, I think you'll make that call. But as far as I'm concerned, if it's anything I can do to support community days, I'm on board.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Alderman.
Seriously.
Right,
I have one more request.
Alderman Brooks.
I know that Alderman Allen, asked about the list of the donors and so on, and you're gonna make copies, give it to them. Can it just be emailed to everybody?
Sure.
Which, right, instead of just making a copy and hand off to one of the aldermen, can you just shoot it to an email?
Yes, sir.
Everybody, just whatever we can do to us. I don't know how much we're allowed to do as far as reaching out to vendors or whatever the case is. It's probably a whole different area. I don't know yet because I'm new to this, but
Well, I'll tell you.
whatever we can do to
I
help.
tell you what, Ombre, can you also send them the packet that we send out to all of the vendors? So
Mhm.
you guys can have that too, so you can see what all goes into that package.
I agree, that'd be nice.
Okay? All right.
Yes, sir.
Send that out too.
Now, Mayor, I know this might sound kind of crazy, but I know we all sitting here want to help Ombre with his job and stuff. But I hope we're not trying to take his job, because, I understand, because I know how important this is. So, I mean, you could look at it both ways. You could say, well, you didn't make the quota for Community Day. But as Alderman Ray said, it don't have to be all 3 days. It could be one big community day right there in the field like we do. We don't have to have a big parade. We don't have to have that big parade, because that costs money itself. We could have a big community day right there like we always do. You could set up a stage, you could set up fireworks, as you said. I mean, it's all kinds of simple ways to do it. We know that COVID had came in. We lost some big donors. He mentioned that. So once you lose a lot of donors that you don't have before, you lost a lot of money. So what you can do, you can still create the community day, but you don't have to have all the horses and the parade walking from Adams to up here. You can just have the community day right out there. Just a suggestion, 'cause I get tired of walking anyway.
You're always in a bus anyway. I don't understand. Don't even go there. Right. Nice try. I come in there sweating. He's just sitting there cool. All right. Well, we'll keep you posted on what's going on and how we move forward on it, so. All right. Anything else under the committees that you might be interested in? All right, hearing none, can I entertain a motion to close committee of the whole?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Evans, that the committee of the whole stand adjourned. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
All right. At this time, I'd like to open up the Public Works Committee meeting. Roll call.
Alderman Coleman, Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Ray. Here. Alderman Murphy.
Present.
Alderman Brooks.
Present.
Okay, we have 3 items on the agenda. The first item is discussion review of fiscal year 2026 Public Works vendor list. We have Bob.
Good evening, everyone. Every year we bring forth the list of vendors that we have been using throughout the year last year and who we anticipate will use throughout the year this year. So we've updated it, which we have agreement with latest updated list.
Anyone with any questions? Alderman Coleman?
Yeah, just out of curiosity, when will we start hearing from the department heads in training? When will we start hearing from the department heads that?
When we start hearing what?
From the department head, like Tommy, that guy right there, when is he gonna grab the microphone? That guy right there in the block, that guy, when is he gonna address us?
Whenever you have a question for him.
Yeah, I got a question for him. Come
All
on
right.
up here, Mr. Tommy.
Yes, sir.
All right, can you kind of clarify what Mr. Miller was trying to tell me?
This
Cause
is,
I'm confused.
this is the Public Works vendors list.
Okay,
We're asking that you guys go ahead and approve this list for all the vendors that we use in Public Works.
all right, thank you.
All right,
That's it.
that's good.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Don't be messing with Public Works. Shame. Item 2, discussion and review fiscal year 2026 MFT resolution estimate cost and maintenance engineering agreement. Oh, I'm sorry. Alderman Murphy, she had a question.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if that was gonna get moved to the agenda, the regular agenda, next meeting.
Oh, yes,
Be voted on?
yes, it is.
I had one too, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry about that.
Thank you,
Alderman
sir.
Brooks.
You said on this list, there's updated vendors from the previous year.
Correct.
I wasn't here the previous year. How can I see which ones are new versus the previous year? Would there be like a way I can get like a highlighted version?
Yeah, we can put a list together, italicize the ones
Yeah.
that are new.
An email is fine, so.
Sure.
Okay, that's all.
That'd be to all.
Sure.
Yes,
Email.
thank you.
Take care of that.
Yes,
Not a problem.
okay. Okay. All righty, thank you. We have Steve, engineer.
Good evening, everyone. In front of you is the IDOT paperwork. It starts off with the maintenance engineering agreement for the annual MFT road program. Also, resolution for maintenance. And then the final document that's in there is your estimate of maintenance costs. City, we're looking to expend $1,632,000 and $1,632,750. Items that we're gonna be spending the MFT revenues is for road salt, pavement materials, the 2025 resurfacing program, which is being budgeted at 1.1 million. Streetlight operations and repairs at 250,000. Then dropping down, you'll see the different items that are listed out. Preliminary engineering for the road program is $56,250. Engineering inspection, as they call it, is 66,000. Material testing is 30,000 for a total of $152,250. We have not selected roads yet for this year's road program. We're in the process of evaluating once we get moving forward. Typically, what we do is we bid the project out in late August, open bids in September. We start the project in the fall, and then we finish it up in the spring.
Any questions? Mayor?
I know you said you bid them out. You think you're gonna get some decent bids this year, or how things look? I mean, just a guesstimate.
I believe we're gonna get good bids. Last year, we got, really good bids as well. Peter Baker typically is our low bidder. More times than not, over the last 10 years, we've worked with Peter Baker on the paving. They enjoy working with us in the community. They know what to expect, of us as we know what to expect of them. And they like the fact that they can do some of the roads and then they finish up in the spring. So they have work right off the bat when the weather breaks in the spring.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you, Steve. You got one more?
Next item is to review and discuss the Lewis Avenue Detention Basin Phase One project. I believe most of you know that the city received, 2.75 million in a DCOE grant, DECO grant for the project. It's being administered through Lake County SMC. The grant paperwork has been finalized. We're currently working on utility relocations for the detention basin area. We're getting ready to go out to bid. We think that we're gonna be in a position to bid the project out here in the next 30 days. So, here again, we're gonna start the project this fall, start the work, and then we'll finish it up in the spring with final plantings and restoration work.
All right, any questions?
Question.
Alderman Jackson?
My financial question, guaranteed money right now, money in the bank, or is it something in a pie in the sky?
It's guaranteed money.
Okay, that's what I want to hear.
And
Thank you.
again, I know, Alderman Ray, that it really does affect your ward,
Great.
being that basin, once we put it in and, yeah.
Mhm.
Now, are you also?
Oh, there's a second.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
There is a second phase to this project. Phase two is we're gonna be upsizing storm sewer pipes going up 20th Street to the west. And then we're also putting in some new storm sewer going down Broadway as well, to help increase the capacity in the stormwater conveyance. Everything in the Pettibone Creek watershed, which basically starts up by Green Bay Road and goes all the way down to Glen Drive. It all funnels down right there at the final outlet, which is by the underpass over by Glen Drive, the railroad tracks. So by creating the stormwater detention basin and putting in a restrictor, we create storage on a big storm event. Prime example, Lori lives over on Sherman Avenue. We have videotape footage of the streets flooding, and you say, well, how can that be? Sherman Avenue is 30 feet higher in elevation than down below. Why is that flooding? Well, it's because there's no capacity in the storm sewer pipes. It can't fill in there. So in the meantime, even though it's 30 feet higher in elevation, it's flooding out the streets and going into the people's basements. It just can't go in the storm sewers. But by creating that basin and restricting it, we're going to create that storage area. So it will have the capacity. And then people that live east of the Lewis Avenue Detention Basin, they're now gonna have more capacity in their pipes because you're not fighting, trying to get all that other upstream water in the pipe as well. So it's gonna help both sides.
oh, not my.
Alderman Ray?
Thank you. So, are we sure this is gonna help the people on Sherman? I mean, I have relatives on that street too.
Absolutely.
And the flooding and the one lady, the water just breaks her basement window out and stuff.
That's the house. Yes, I've seen the
Yeah.
videos. Yes, we're gonna fix that. We're upsizing some of the pipes. We're going from 30 or 24 up to 36-inch pipe, going up 20th Street. And I believe we're also proposing to upsize the pipes going down to the low point on Sherman, going from a 12-inch pipe up to an 18-inch pipe. So
When is this gonna be finished?
that project should go out to bid next year, spring. So, and hope to have it done, built, completed next summer.
We can't do it no fast. I mean, those people are suffering.
Right, right.
If we can get it done faster, you know.
let me just, I'm sorry. You know, again, I agree as, you know, we need to do it as quickly as possible. But I think it was great that we were able to get this type of funding to do this project. You know, we got funding to purchase the land, here across, you know, where it's at, and then we've got the additional funding to actually build it. And, you know, I know it's, you know, you want to do it, but it's, you know, something that we knew needed to get done.
Yeah.
Because people were getting flooded out, and so that was why we wanted to focus on this. I know there's other projects the same way here. I mean, we could talk about out there on Strawberry, out on 41. I mean, if you ever see when it floods, and, you know, it not only shuts down 41, but those people in Strawberry, I mean,
Shuts them down.
you know, it floods the first, you know, those people on the first floor, you know, water's coming up inside their house, you know, 2-3 feet. So, you know, that's another project that we're working to get somewhat, you know, trying to get that resolved also.
Alderman Murphy.
Actually, I think my question might have been answered. I guess I'll double check though. So, both phase 1 and phase 2 are funded?
Yes,
Okay, but phase 1 will get.
it's starting
completed.
first.
Yeah. Thank you. And is anticipated to be completed next year.
Yes.
So phase 2 would be 2020.
No, phase 2 will start next summer as well.
Oh, it will. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, good. Then I'm glad I asked because I wasn't sure if that would take then yet an additional year. Okay, thanks.
Alderman Brooks.
Phase one, I have two questions. Phase one, you said the second part, there's two parts of phase one where one is the making everything pretty
There's a-
afterwards.
There's a phase 1. Phase 1 is strictly excavating and building the detention basin.
Right,
Then phase 2 is actually gonna be going in and upsizing some of the storm sewer pipes.
right. But
And
I'm
that's-
talking about phase one only.
Okay,
As you mentioned, it's starting in the fall,
starting this fall,
and then you mentioned wrapping up
next year in the
next
spring.
spring, but at that time, you said that's when you guys will be putting in like.
Restoration, you're gonna be
Restoration.
doing your seeding and
Right,
so
so
forth.
before that,
grading.
so before the year is over, the retention pond portion should be done, is that what you're saying? Should?
Should. It-
Okay,
Depending on what the weather plays.
right,
I mean,
right,
we
weather
don't know.
always plays a part, right,
But I mean, there's over 2,000 loads of trucks, 2,000 loads of dirt coming out of there. So
Mhm.
it's a big detention basin.
right. And then how much would that affect before you do the phase two portion? Will that retention pond alone have some sort of assistance to some of those homes
Significantly,
that before the phase two even starts?
yes,
Like Sherman, would that deep down or?
yes.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, like, because when we said like 2 years down the line and they're waiting for these pipes to change, and are they still affected by the rain, or will they get some relief? That's what I was wondering.
Even if we just upsize the pipes, it's not gonna provide them any relief.
Mhm.
The first step is to build the
Yeah, perfect.
basin.
Okay,
And once you create that relief and that's what really, that's the bulk of the work.
thank you for
That's gonna help.
helping me
them out.
understand. Thank you.
Any other questions? All righty, thank you, Steve.
The next time I see everyone will be when we come back from bidding. We should be out to bid here, like I said, about within the next month.
Okay. Fantastic.
Thank you.
All righty. Okay, at this time, I'd like to close the Public Works Committee meeting.
So move.
Second,
Moved by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Brooks. Roll call.
Alderman Jackson. Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Ray.
Aye.
Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Brooks.
aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Now that you say I can raise my hand, it's kind of different doing the public safety part, right? So I know my vice chair is missing, so. And they. I'm glad I can humor you this evening, folks. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call the Public Safety Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Jackson.
Present.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Ray.
Here.
Alderman Murphy.
Present.
Alderman Brooks.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Here.
Oh, got jokes. Okay. So, and Chief, don't you be laughing because you need this agreement, so.
I don't know what you're talking about,
There
sir.
you go.
It's heartburn.
Okay, we have one item on the agenda, is the discussion of the next LexisNexis agreement. Chief Perez will do presentation, please.
Yes, sir. Tonight we're asking the city council to allow the mayor to enter into an agreement with LexisNexis. So LexisNexis is basically a bridge between Brazos, which is our crash report writing system, and it'll bridge it into a website, and it'll allow the public to actually purchase crash reports straight from the website. Now, LexisNexis charges a surcharge of about $7. The city still gets the $5 that we normally charge per report. And then it alleviates a lot of records work, because most of the people that go online to purchase those records are from the insurance companies. We used LexisNexis in the past when we had Central Square as our record report writing system. Then we switched to the Quicket system for tickets, which had its own pay module. And now in the consolidation with going to Lakecom, we all consolidated to the same RMS and the same crash report writing system, Brazos, which does not have that module. So this modules will help us bridge that gap. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer. Doesn't cost the city a penny.
Okay. I agree. No questions.
They're not a vendor yet, so I don't know.
All right, then we'll move this into the next meeting for final vote.
Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn the Public Safety Committee meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Al,
Second.
second by Alderman Evans to adjourn the Public Safety Committee meeting. Roll call, please.
Alderman Jackson.
Aye.
Alderman Coleman. Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Ray. Alderman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderman Brooks.
Aye.
At this time, the Public Safety Committee meeting stands adjourned. Thank you all.
We done?
We still can catch the first quarter.
Right, yes, right, absolutely.
I know.